There's a strange law at play in the universe. The moment someone throws thorns in your path, life hands them a crown of regrets. See, there's a cosmic balance that governs everything, and no one escapes it. Not your critics, not the ones who wanted you to crumble, and certainly not those who smiled while plotting your downfall. They thought you were the underdog, an easy target. But the irony? Every trap they set became their own cage. Every rumor they whispered became an echo they couldn't silence. That's the beauty of universal law. It may not respond instantly, but when it does, it strikes with precision. It's not just karma, it's a correction, a recalibration of energy, a divine math that always finds its way back to balance. And you are the exception they didn't prepare for, the anomaly, the quiet storm, the chosen one whose silence hits louder than their noise ever could. Let them talk, let them watch, because your growth isn't just a glow-up, it's a whole rebirth. You're not just surviving their sabotage, you're thriving because of it. Like fire turning coal into diamond, the pressure made you unbreakable. This is not just another video, and you're not just another person scrolling by. What you're experiencing right now is not random. It's targeted, precise, and painfully divine, because only the chosen are handed this kind of final test. The truth is, others won't understand. They'll dismiss it, laugh at it, or ignore it, because this level of pressure only makes sense to those who are being prepared for something powerful. Stay locked in until the end, because if you're still here, it means this message found you for a reason, and your next breakthrough might be one choice away. Number 1. Don't mistake this test for trouble. It's the doorway to elevation. They thought they buried you. What they didn't know was that you were a seed. Sometimes the universe hides the blueprint inside the breakdown. From the outside, it looks like everything is falling apart. Betrayal, delays, isolation. But from the inside, it's a silent construction site, one that only the chosen can recognize. You see, the kind of betrayal you've experienced, that wasn't random. That was a calculated storm, the kind that clears the air before a major shift. You were never being punished. You were being positioned precisely, painfully, and perfectly. Every closed door, every fake smile, every moment where it felt like the world was conspiring against you, was actually pushing you closer to your elevation. Here's the truth most can't accept. The palace wasn't ready for you because you weren't done being refined. And refinement is brutal. It strips you down. It takes everything you thought you needed and burns it. Just like gold in the fire, the impurities rise and get scraped off. Doubt, pride, fear, attachment to outcomes. All gone, all necessary. The version of you that was once breakable, it doesn't survive the fire. The version that comes out, that's the one who rules. You're not just being tested, you're being rebuilt. The universe doesn't elevate people who haven't learned endurance, and it surely doesn't bless those who can't handle betrayal without turning bitter. This stage of your life is like a weight room for your spirit, and only the chosen can lift what's being placed on you. You might feel stuck right now, like life is looping or on pause, but that's not stagnation. That's alignment loading. The universe isn't late. It's just slow when it's making something permanent. There are people who did everything to break you, and they'll never understand how their attempts to destroy you became the very reasons you became unstoppable. That's the irony. They planted a downfall and harvested your transformation. This is your crucible, your pressure chamber. The question is, will you survive it with a stronger core, or will you walk away before the blessing's even ready? Because remember this, only those who are refined completely can carry the crown with clarity, and only the chosen are given such high-stakes tests. Stay in it. The throne doesn't come to those who complain in the fire. It comes to the ones who endure in silence and walk out unrecognizable. Number 2. Stop fighting the storm. It's the setup for your breakthrough. Most people panic when the winds pick up. They resist the chaos, trying to control what can't be tamed. But the chosen ones, we know better. We don't fight the storm. We study it. We let it mold us, not break us. You see, when everything around you starts shaking, friendships collapsing, plans backfiring, pressure building, that's not the universe turning against you. That's the moment it starts separating the average from the anointed. You weren't meant to live a soft life. You were built for turbulence. And the storm, that's proof that the universe is about to launch you into something far greater than your comfort zone ever could. Look closely. Has anything truly transformative ever come without chaos? Growth doesn't happen on a calm sea. It happens when the waves are loud, the sky is dark, and you're forced to meet the version of yourself that only pressure can reveal. Here's what they don't tell you. Every breakthrough has a breaking point, and that storm you're trying to outrun, it's not in your way, it is the way. Stop trying to fix what's happening and start realizing the storm isn't a punishment, it's a portal, and only the chosen are thrown into storms designed to shake everything so they can rebuild from the truth, not the illusion. Those who never go through this kind of storm will never understand your calm. They'll mistake your peace for pride, your silence for weakness. Let them. You've survived too much to shrink now. Every wave that was meant to drown you, you turned it into momentum. Every lightning strike that was supposed to burn you down, it lit your path instead. That's the power of being chosen. What breaks others builds you. What scares them sharpens you. So here's the truth. Stop fighting the storm. Step into it. Face it. Own it. Because the storm is not your destruction. It's your design. It's shaking off what doesn't belong and carving out the path to who you were always meant to become. And once it's over, you won't just be standing. You'll be standing stronger, clearer, and closer than ever to the breakthrough they swore you'd never reach. Number 3. Don't curse the betrayal. That pit was your promotion in disguise. Betrayal feels like a bullet to the soul. It knocks the wind out of you. And in that moment, it's easy to believe you've been buried, discarded, erased. But what if I told you the pit they pushed you into was actually a platform being built under your feet? See, betrayal doesn't happen to the ordinary. It happens to the anointed, the exception, the one that made others feel small just by existing. You weren't thrown in that pit because you were weak. You were thrown in because your light was too much for their shadows. They didn't want you to rise. But in trying to break you, all they did was confirm that you were already above them. The irony? The ones who dug that pit for you had no idea it was actually the first step in your ascension. They thought they were writing your ending, but the universe was just flipping the script. Let them betray you. Let them talk. Let them throw dirt on your name, because what they meant to bury you ends up planting you. Only chosen ones get betrayed like this. Ordinary people don't threaten the system. Ordinary people don't shake silent rooms. But you walk in and the air changes. You speak and people feel exposed. That's why they turned on you. Not because you were wrong, but because you were right. And they couldn't handle the truth in your presence. So stop cursing the pit. The pit was precision. The pit revealed who was real. The pit forced you to rely on nothing but your inner power. And once you rise from that, nobody can touch you again. Promotion rarely comes with applause. Sometimes it comes with exile. Sometimes it shows up in the form of betrayal, isolation, abandonment. But what feels like loss is actually divine subtraction. The dead weight is being cut off. Your stage is being cleared, and your next level, It's calling for a version of you that betrayal had to unlock. You didn't lose anything in that pit. You gained the clarity, the silence, and the strength that your throne requires. Number 4. Quit complaining about delays. Your wilderness is your weapon. Chosen one, let's be real. The delay is disrespectful. It's long, it's loud in its silence, and it makes you question everything. But here's what most people never realize. The delay is not denial. It's design. You're not being held back. You're being sharpened. See, when the universe chooses you for a higher mission, it doesn't rush. It refines. And that refinement, it happens in the wilderness, not the luxury suite, not the spotlight, but the dry, quiet, lonely stretch of time where nothing seems to move, except your doubts. The wilderness is the gym for the chosen. It breaks who you thought you were and builds who you're meant to be. It's where your hunger becomes discipline, where your silence becomes strategy, where your scars start speaking louder than their opinions. You think you're being delayed, but in reality, your enemies are being exposed while your inner arsenal is being built. You're being trained in solitude to strike with precision. People who move fast without preparation, they fumble their blessings, but not you. You're being prepared to hold what others drop. The ones who complain about the delay, they weren't built for the long haul. But you're being stretched for something they'll never touch, because the wilderness was never a punishment. It's a filter. It separates the impatient from the unstoppable. So stop cursing the silence. Stop doubting the gap. You're not behind schedule. You're moving in sync with your destiny's blueprint. The universe is aligning things behind the scenes that your eyes haven't earned the right to see yet. Not because you're unworthy, but because what's coming is too heavy for who you used to be. Your wilderness is your weapon. The longer you stay in it, the sharper you get. The more time you spend here, the more dangerous you become. So walk through this season with your head up. Let them laugh at the delay. Let them misjudge your pace. Because when it's time, you won't knock. You'll break the door off the hinges. And by then, the same people who thought you were finished will realize the wilderness didn't bury you. It crowned you. Number 5. Don't skip the struggle. Even the greatest had to be proven. First, let's make one thing clear. No one walks into greatness without first being dragged through the mud of becoming. That version of you that's been rejected, overlooked, betrayed, stretched thin, and questioned by everyone. That's not failure. That's proof. Proof that the universe is doing what it always does with the chosen. It tests them harder because it's building them bigger. You're not being punished. You're being qualified. Every legend you admire, every name that made history, was forged in obscurity. People don't talk about the nights they almost quit, the silence before the breakthrough, the pressure that made them question everything. But it was all part of the design. Pressure is the entrance exam for power. And here you are, trying to rush past the very process that's protecting your future. You want the crown, but not the weight of wearing it. You want elevation, but not the resistance that strengthens your wings. Nah, that's not how this works. Not for the chosen. See, shortcuts are for spectators, not for warriors. This struggle you're facing right now is the gatekeeper, and the gate does not open for the untested. The fire you're in, it's not an accident. It's a refining furnace. Not to destroy you, but to reveal the version of you that can't be broken. Everyone wants the success story, but not everyone wants to be a walking plot twist. The one who came from nothing and made it undeniable. That's who you are becoming, but only if you don't skip the struggle. The ones who tried to skip it, they burned out. They folded under pressure. They had no roots, only image. But You're growing in the dark, quietly becoming what they never saw coming. So stop asking when it ends. Start asking, what is this building in me? Because even the greatest weren't chosen at the top. They were proven in the pit. And so are you. Stay with it, chosen one. This test, it's your receipt for everything the future is about to hand you. Number 6. Stop seeing pain as punishment. It's the pressure that builds power. Chosen one. You need to hear this clearly. Your pain is not a punishment. It's pressure. And pressure is the birthplace of power. The ones who were never meant to carry greatness fold under this kind of weight. But you were built for it. Every sleepless night, every fake smile you had to endure, every silent battle that tried to crush you, it was never sent to break you. It was sent to carve something unshakable inside you. People who live average lives will never understand this kind of struggle. They think you're unlucky. They whisper, why is all this happening to them? But what they can't grasp is that the universe doesn't pressure anything that isn't valuable. Diamonds are just rocks until the fire says otherwise. Steel isn't strong until the heat bends it first. This pain, it's not an accident. It's intelligence in disguise. You're not being sidelined. You're being sculpted. That ache in your chest, that tight silence around people who wronged you, that feeling of being overlooked while others thrive. That's not rejection. That's redirection. And it's leading you right into your power. They thought breaking you would be easy. But here's what they didn't calculate. Chosen ones don't shatter. They transform. The more you hurt, the more dangerous you become. Not because you seek revenge, but because the pain woke up something ancient in you. Something silent, strategic, bulletproof. The type of strength that doesn't need validation. Because it knows what's coming. Pain sharpens. Pain filters. Pain reveals who's real and who's temporary. Most importantly, it reveals you to you. The you who doesn't settle. The you who walks through fire and doesn't flinch. The you that's been waiting to rise. So no, this is not punishment. It's preparation. And it's not optional. It's non-negotiable. Either you let this pressure build you into something the world can't shake, or you let it send you crawling back into comfort. But remember this, comfort never crowned anybody. The throne is ahead, and only those who endure the pressure will have the power to sit on it without falling off. Number 7. Don't fear the fire. It's burning off everything that can't go with you. Chosen one. When the fire shows up, most people panic. They see heat, chaos, discomfort, and they run. But you're built for the furnace, this fire you're in. It's not here to destroy you, it's here to reveal you. The version of you that's about to rise on the other side of this heat. Unrecognizable, unshakable, untouchable. See, most people will never understand what it means to be chosen. They'll call it bad luck. They'll say, why does this always happen to you? But only the chosen are forged like this, because only the chosen are meant to carry what's coming. Let's be clear, not everything in your life can go where you're headed. Some people, burned off. Some habits, burned off. Some mindsets you used to depend on, reduced to ash. You're not losing, you're shedding. Think of it like a rocket. The higher it goes, the more it has to release. That's what the fire is doing. Trimming your load so you can launch without dead weight. And that weight could be people you once loved, could be comfort zones, could be the false version of you that played small just to survive. Don't fear that. Fear staying the same. This test you're facing right now, it's the universe's way of saying you're ready now, but you must pass through the purification process. And here's the brutal truth. It's lonely, it's silent, it's hot, but it's honest. The fire doesn't lie. It shows you who you are. and what can't go with you. Let it burn. Let it burn off the guilt, the self-doubt, the people who only loved you at half power. Let it burn off the fear that kept you shrinking in rooms you were born to command. Let it burn off the version of you that begged to be accepted instead of owning your throne. Because what's coming requires clarity, strength, and full alignment. So don't fear the fire. Respect it. Welcome it. Because it's not punishment, it's precision. And when the smoke clears, only one thing will remain: the real you. Number 8. Quit rushing the process. The delay is training you for the throne. You keep checking the clock, wondering when your moment will finally come. You've done the work. You've cut ties. You've stayed silent through the storm. And still, nothing. Silence. Stillness. Delay. But what if I told you? The delay isn't the punishment. It's the preparation. Chosen one, listen carefully. People like you don't get rushed through the process. You're not being prepped for some average level of life. You're being built for the throne, and thrones are heavy. They require patience, strategy, and emotional discipline. You're not just being made ready for a blessing. You're being made into the kind of person who won't fold under the weight of it. So every moment you feel stuck, it's not stagnation, it's training. Every door that hasn't opened, that's your resistance band. Every delay, that's your pressure chamber. See, when you rush the process, you forfeit your mastery. And people who get elevated too fast end up crashing even faster. But you're not just being promoted, you're being transformed. And transformation takes time. Fire doesn't skip steps. It burns layer by layer until only what's pure is left. That's why this test is non-negotiable. Your impatience won't speed it up. Your frustration won't make it lighter. Because you're not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you to become the version who can hold what's coming. The throne is not empty. It's just not ready for anyone. It's reserved for the one who didn't quit when the weight got unbearable. For the one who showed emotional intelligence in silence. For the one who kept showing up, even when nothing showed up for them. So quit rushing. You are not late. You are right on time for a destiny that can't be microwaved. Stay with the process, because what's taking its time is also being built to last. The throne will be there. The question is, will you still be standing when it's finally yours? Let them race ahead. They're chasing speed. You're chasing legacy. Number 9. Don't repeat their mistake. Learn the lesson or relive the cycle. Chosen one, let me tell you something they'll never say out loud. Most people aren't stuck because of bad luck. They're stuck because they refused to learn. The lesson came loud and clear, but pride made them blind. And now they're trapped in a loop. Same pain, different faces, same betrayal, different year. The names change, the drama changes, but the outcome stays the same. That's not fate. That's a failure to evolve. But you've been chosen. And that means you don't get the luxury of ignoring the warning signs. You don't get to repeat their mistakes and expect a different life. The universe has already flagged this chapter for you. That situation you keep returning to, that person you keep forgiving, even when their actions don't change. That voice in your head you keep silencing, even though it knows better. Yeah, that's the cycle. And it will keep spinning until you finally break it. See, here's the catch. The final test doesn't just test your endurance, it tests your growth. Have you really changed? Or are you still stuck on the same level wearing a different disguise? There are people who were given the same chance as you, same signs, same nudges, same opportunities to wake up, but they ignored it. They chose comfort. They chose familiarity. They chose what felt safe. not what would set them free. And now they're living in the shadow of what could have been. Don't let that be your story. You're not watching this by accident. You're standing at a crossroads that most people never even realize they've reached. One road leads to the same old pain, dressed in new clothes. The other, growth, breakthrough, elevation. But only if you have the courage to make the cut, to end the pattern, to choose better this time. You already know what happens when you go back. You already know what it feels like to betray your own intuition. So why repeat it? This is the test, and it's non-negotiable. Pass it, or get sent back through the loop. Again. The cycle ends when you decide it ends. So ask yourself, are you finally ready to stop dancing with the same devil? Or will you walk away and watch the whole game collapse behind you? You're not here to repeat history, you're here to rewrite it. Number 10. You can't pray this away. You've got to pass it to level up. There comes a point where asking for mercy becomes a delay tactic, where hoping for an escape route only stretches the cycle longer. The universe doesn't promote by request, it promotes by resilience. And if you're a chosen one, you already know. This final test isn't one you can cry your way out of. You've got to pass it, or stay stuck right where you are. This isn't punishment. This is filtration. A gate that doesn't respond to wishful thinking, but to proof of transformation. The system doesn't bend to emotional pleas. It waits for evidence, the kind of evidence that shows up when you keep moving through fire, not when you beg for it to be turned off. Some people keep circling the same mountain, same heartbreak, same delay, and wonder why nothing moves. It's because the universe isn't looking for emotion. It's looking for evolution. You can't fake growth. You can't bypass the refinement process with positive thinking. You've got to do the work, bleed in silence. Keep walking through the storm until the sky shifts on its own. And here's the truth that stings. Most people don't fail because they weren't good enough. They fail because they waited for rescue when they were supposed to rise. You were given this level of pressure because you were meant to transform under it. You're not a victim of your situation. You're being trained by it. This test doesn't move until you do. So stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this trying to build in me? Because the longer you avoid the lesson, the louder the cycle repeats. And if you don't pass it now, life will bring it back, disguised in a different form, but with the same consequences. Until you face the mirror and rise. You can't manifest your way around this. You can't wait it out or hope someone else handles it for you. This is your fire, your proving ground, and your future is standing on the other side of it, watching to see what you do next. Rise up. Don't delay the crown waiting for a shortcut that doesn't exist. The only way out is through. Number 11. Don't just chase the blessing, become the person who can hold it. They want the reward without becoming the weapon. They chase the blessing like it's some trophy to be claimed, not realizing the blessing isn't handed. It's earned through transformation. Chosen one, hear this clearly. The blessing isn't just about arrival, it's about capacity, about who you've become in the fire, not what you hold when the smoke clears. Everyone wants the crown, but not everyone is built to carry the weight that comes with it. This is why life keeps testing you, not to deny you, but to prepare you. It's easy to crave a higher level. It's harder to match it. That thing you're praying for, that breakthrough you're waiting on, the reason it's still delayed isn't because it's lost. It's because the version of you who can sustain it hasn't fully emerged yet. The blessing is sacred, and the universe will not waste it on someone who's still moved by small offenses, wounded pride, or shallow validation. You're not just being told to wait, you're being called to build the version of you who can rule without breaking. And here's the twist. The test you're facing right now is the training. It's sculpting your patience. It's slicing your ego. It's sharpening your discernment. It's not about how fast you get the reward, but how strong you are when you finally stand in it. Think about it. What's more painful, waiting longer to receive something permanent, or getting it too early and losing it all because you weren't built to hold it? That's why the universe doesn't move just because you're tired. It moves when you're ready, fully, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You're not being punished. You're being refined, so when the door opens, you walk through it like you were born to be there. So stop begging for arrival. Start becoming. Don't just chase the blessing. Become the person who makes it undeniable. You're not being overlooked. You're being upgraded. And once the upgrade is complete, nothing and no one will be able to take it from you. Let's keep going, chosen one. You're almost there. Number 12. Don't collapse in the fire. Let it forge you into who you're meant to be. Chosen one, here's a truth most won't survive long enough to realize. The fire isn't here to burn you. It's here to build you. It feels personal, doesn't it? The way life keeps turning up the heat. The way people who should have protected you were the first to betray you. The way every time you get back up, another wave hits harder than the last. And while others are gliding through life untouched, you're catching fire from every direction. You wonder, why me? But the better question is, why not you? The fire is the proving ground. It's where the fragile fall and the real ones rise. The fire is brutal, yes, but it's also surgical. It doesn't destroy what's meant to last. It only burns away the parts of you that were never built for the future that's calling you. You weren't meant to collapse in this heat. You were meant to transform in it. That pain, it's not a punishment. It's a furnace. And inside that furnace, something sacred happens. The noise fades. The illusions fall away. The weak pieces melt off. And what remains? Only the purest version of you. The one who's immune to manipulation. The one who no longer needs validation. The one who's ready to carry a weight few could handle. You are not in the fire by accident. The universe doesn't waste energy on the average. It targets the chosen because it knows they're the only ones who can take the pressure and still emerge whole, wise, and unstoppable. But here's the trap. Collapse now, and you'll never see what all this pain was trying to unlock. Give up too soon, and you'll hand your crown to someone who didn't even earn it. The fire is watching. It's asking, can you take the heat without losing yourself? Stand tall, let it forge you, because on the other side of this fire is a version of you they'll never recover from. Let's keep going. So now, as we come to the end of this message, remember this. The fire wasn't meant to finish you. It was meant to form you. Everything you've endured has been shaping something greater inside you, and only the chosen are trusted with this kind of transformation. Others won't understand it, but they weren't built for it. You were. If this message hit your spirit, don't scroll away. Like the video, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who's walking through their own fire. Stay locked in, because your rise is just beginning.